Hey folks, welcome to Geeky Discoveries, and I am really sorry for, all the times that I've had to reschedule the show for different things, work, family, power. Yeah, so it's been a wild month so far. Protests, gay pride, um, more protests, and yeah, I'm gonna bring up my co-host so that she can tell me what the hell is happening.
Well, here in the land of crazy, where the
It's
orange
been a
peanut.
while since I've talked to you, and we I wish we could say that we have your president in handcuffs, but unfortunately he's here for the G7 summit. Yeah, well, it's funny because he actually was in the process of holding our press holding a press conference with all the leaders, and Carney actually had to step in and end his rants. So I'm sure you guys can see that video on YouTube. If you guys look up CBC News, they'll have it all covered. If you guys want something that is truthful and not no news that is lying, look up CBC. They'll tell you everything that's been happening. So please enlighten me. What has been happening in your country the last month?
Well, as we say in the South, bless their hearts. Okay, a lot of hearts right now. We need to bless people. I don't care who you vote or pray to, whatever the case may be. Um, it is becoming one of those situations where people are standing up. And here, I am less than an hour from Nashville, and over 100 people came to our protest, which is in a podunk, excuse my language. I love Pulaski, but a little tiny country podunk place that people would consider in the middle of nowhere. And people showed up from all around, from my town, from all around, and in their town to stand up and show. We never signed up for a monarch. We never signed up for somebody to take control of our lives. It's not about staying out of anything. It's about trying to get them to understand that we want to be in it. And taking us out of the equation, which is what he's doing by making these decisions without considering us, is doing bad things. And people are going to continue to say something about it. And the more that you bring tanks in, like they did in Pulaski, Tennessee, the more you're going to freak people out. And the more you freak people out, Sir Orange Peanut, hi, this circus is really crazy right now. America is not meant to only bring money to oligarchs, monarchs, and crazy people who want to control things. That's not how we survived. We survived because people believed in the idealism. The ideal is dying the more you do what you're doing. And when that ideal dies, people's faith in the reason for doing the right thing, which helps our whole system not crumble, that ideal goes up in smoke the more you do this.
Yep.
So he'll probably never watch this. That's fine. We're a little blip on his radar. But anybody else who's listening, what are you willing to lose? Even if you didn't vote for him, what are you willing to lose by not standing up at least a little bit? Just saying your opinion. You don't have to be left or right or middle or whatever. You don't even have to label it. If you are one of those people that's like, I hate all these stupid labels, fine. I'm from the old school. I kind of think it's keeping it real. We should have our own labels, but that makes it a little more confusing for everybody. So for today, let's just say our label is we want hope. We want hope, and we want the ability to carry hope in our hearts. And the more they pull this stuff, the more they make it undesirable to have hope.
Yep.
And make hope uncool and undesirable. You destroy what could be growth. And people start fighting amongst themselves more, and they'll start fighting you more.
Yep.
And good things that could happen won't happen because people will be too busy fighting amongst themselves. United we stand. Does anybody remember what that's supposed to mean? Okay, well, people on the rainbow, I don't know about anybody else, but 99.9% of every person, no matter the label that they have lived under, that has been under the rainbow, has made me feel like it's easier to be alive just because they existed and were kind enough to feel the same way about me.
Mm-hmm.
And that is something beautiful. And it unites us. It unites us. But you know what doesn't unite us? What doesn't unite us is feeding negativity and sowing the seeds of crazy.
Mm-hmm.
There's no better way to sow the seeds of crazy than to bring in force where there's no necessary. Because what happens when you get people who feel like they have no control of their lives and you put extra force in? Well,
Yeah.
let's teenagers. What happens when you give them unreasonable, stout, unmoving, unwavering, unteaching rules that are suffocating? What do they do? They destroy things. They destroy themselves, their own bodies, their relationships, their hope, their future, their education. I mean, let's just say that America is like a teenager. And right now, we are in stages of countryhood. And if anybody knows anything about science and history, you'll know that the planet and America is not the same age. And we still have a little ways to go.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like, as far as countryhood, we're still a little teenager. And Canada, please be, I know you're like our older sibling, but please don't be mad at us because we're like dealing with some stuff here where there's like somebody else in charge and we're like, I don't know what to do, man. We want peace, we want to connect, and we don't want all of these things stopping that from happening. But there's this big orange blockage that is in the way. And what he could lose isn't weight. Maybe he could lose a few pounds of judgment. Maybe he could lose a few inches of anger and self-hate. And maybe if he lost that, if somebody could give him a big hug, I don't know what it takes, man. I don't think I could do it. But if somebody could,
and that's just it. Like right now,
bear daddy. We just need a big gay bear daddy to give their daddy Trump a big old bear hug and say, "It'll be okay, little Twoopy Wumpy. You don't have to treat us like this. We can love you. We really can if you do what's good for us." But that's like any other president before. Since I was a child, we looked up to them as though they were nobility, as though they had a noble idea and they were on a pedestal. Where are we today?
And that's just it. Like, I want to say, for us Canadians, we're not mad. We're just disappointed. But at the same time, yes, we are very furious at the fact that, we see what's happening. And it's like, do we need to step in? Like, we are peacekeepers. We've gone to other countries to help with other countries' voting process to make sure that it was fair and they don't do anything stupid during their elections. Do we need to do that for you guys and make sure that nobody messes with your guys' elections?
I don't speak for everybody.
Like, I know, and we're just a lot of us are just sitting back watching the shit show happen because at this point, what can we do? Like, we've literally said, if you elect this guy, this is going to happen. We've seen, we watched the U.S. go from being a respectable country to it feels like it was a slow descent into fascism. But we've been saying this, I've been saying it for over 20 some odd years, that I see that that your country is turning into fascist. and it hurts me because I love you guys. I want so bad to go down to I want so bad to say like get a whole bunch of people in a truck and be like, or a van and be like, okay, let's go pick up this person, let's go pick up this person, let's and bring them up here until it all blows over.
I have friends that are exiting. I do. I have friends that are exiting. I'm not gonna lie, they're exiting the country. I won't mention names for their safety.
Yeah.
And they're not illegal, but they want to be in different ways. They want to be out. They want to be out because they don't want to bring their families into situations like this. I'm a grandma. I have kids here and I have grandbabies. I'm not going anywhere. I wouldn't say unfortunately because they're here, but if they weren't here, I'd be leaving.
Like I've sent a couple times to people already, like how like legal ways of immigrating to Canada. Right now, I know my country is doing an express lane for healthcare workers. If you're a healthcare worker, please contact your Canadian consulate or figure out a way that you can come in because we desperately need healthcare workers up here.
I don't understand. I really don't. And that's why I've started becoming more active in talking about this, because I never wanted to be the person that spoke about this. I should never be the person that speaks about this. Why is there not? There should be other people speaking. There's a lot of people, but there's not enough people. No. Everybody needs to be saying their piece, no matter what their piece is, as long as they're following a train of logic. As long as they're not giving in to the fake news. Don't stop at one place. Find out where that article came from. Find out who wrote it. Find out what their leanings are. Because it does matter. The propaganda that's what fake news is. I don't know, when we lost the word propaganda, somehow it became less scary. Fake news seems less scary. Fake news. You don't want to fight against that. Well, don't we? I mean, unless you want to live in La La Land. I have a saying that I share with other people. It's called sheeple. How many sheeple are in the audience? Probably not a lot, because this is the Geeky Discoveries. Geeky people usually are sheeple.
There is no sheeple in my chat right now. So, I'm saying that now, but yeah, Blade says America is not well right now. So yeah, unfortunately, it looks like that. But I mean, Canada. Unfortunately, we have our moments where, we have our politicians who are pushing to be just like the States. There are politicians who are pushing to become part of the States. We have the premier of Alberta who goes down to the States periodically and will bend her knees to the Trump, and she's like, "Don't worry, guys. These guys fine. He's our best friend." She needs to be out. Danielle Smith needs to get out. And then there's people that are talking about Alberta annexing and becoming their own country. Someone had posted up, and this was hilarious. Someone had posted up a fake passport saying District of Alberta, and on it had a maple leaf. Okay, first of all, if you're planning on annexing from Canada, you don't get to adapt or adopt the maple leaf into your own country. I'm sorry, that's ours.
How does that even work?
It's like Quebec wanting to leave and then saying, "Oh, but we still want to use your money." No.
Hey, buck off. Right? Isn't that how it goes? One of my all-time favorite comedians, Robin Williams, was like, Canada is like our parent, right? And it's like, we want to break away, but we still want to get money from y'all. We still want to get taken care of. I was like, what? No.
You don't get to separate. right, and then continue to use our money. I'm sorry. That is you will figure out how to make your own money if you think that your country subsidizes Canada. I'm sorry.
Yeah. He wants to invade everything.
I know, and
Like, why? We have so much here. Why do you want? He wants to be that monarch. He wants to found a new country.
he wants to own everything, and he thinks he is able to, and that's not going to happen. And he throws a hissy fit every time we tell him no.
We know what that sounds like. We know what that sounds like. We do. There are some little brats. There's some little brats in lots of different cultures, and all they need is a good, right? Isn't that what they say?
Yeah.
Isn't that what isn't that the spare the rod, spoil the child? We can find a rod. Can somebody he would respect a blonde with a rod. Can we find a daddy? Or a mommy, maybe, I don't know.
See, and I think that's what Mark Carney is good for. Is he puts his foot down with Trump, and he's pretty much the only guy that I've seen, the only leader that I've seen who was okay besides Ukraine.
Oh, that's fair.
Who will stand up to him? Who will actually say, no, this is how it is. You don't get to tell us that that we're becoming the 51st state.
I am tagging you right now. I'm going to post this live on Instagram. I had a bunch of people pop in, but they had no idea what I was doing. I'm trying to see. I'm here. Let me tag you. Let's see if I can tag you. Oh, I made a face on there. There we go. I'm going to tag Geeky Discoveries. If you guys are in the chat right now, please send this live to your friends if you have not. Annoy them to pieces because we love Willow. And we want them to know that Willow exists. And we want to know that you need to share Geeky Discoveries with everybody because it's great. And so is Willow. And we know this. So we got to share.
Yes, please subscribe, like, share, do all the fun things so that I get this channel noticed a little bit more than what it has been.
On your Instagram, do you have a little like a rocket ship on yours? Oh, maybe that's not you. Let's find out. Can you put that on the screen for everybody? Your Insta, Geeky Discoveries. Is that what it is?
Okay, so that's the thing. Geeky Discoveries isn't on Instagram, but Willow Schuyler is.
Okay. So, well, I'm just gonna add Willow. There we go.
Geeky Discoveries is on YouTube and on Facebook, which I will definitely have to. I have to fix my YouTube channel up a little bit, but
you're good. You're good. You have one.
Yes.
I do not know how to do them myself. This is something we'll be doing one day. One day, trying to post it. I don't know what it's doing. It's gonna do something. We're gonna just close that out. Anyway, so
another thing that's happening this month is Pride, and that was my Pride makeup.
Nice. Look at those cheekies. And you went with the clown fad. My God.
That was my first Pride. That was my outfit for my first Pride.
I love it. It's fun.
A lot of the a lot of the drag queens really like that outfit. And for some reason, that waist cincher I can't seem to find anymore. It disappeared somewhere in the house in the triangle.
Bummer. I definitely love that. You got to find that thing.
My house is the Bermuda Triangle.
I was going through and putting up fall and winter because there is no way I can wear pants in Tennessee. If anybody knows Southern heat, I've lived in Georgia and Tennessee, and pants and long sleeves. This is see-through. There is nothing to this. Okay, that's the only way I can wear that because I would be sweating because I keep it at 70, 69 degrees at best, but outside it feels like the devil's armpit. I'm not alive.
The walking group that we won for the prize for the best walking group. That was Victoria Secrete and Gloria Booths are our local drag queens that are like the famous ones. We do have lots of drag queens, but these guys or these gals are the ones that when you see them at events, they're dressed to the nines, platform boots, the whole shebang. And they are apparently are the ones that actually did started the glitter beards.
Oh, what? No. Wait a second. They were the ones that started. Oh, this is controversy now.
Oh yeah, I know. A lot of people are going to be like, no, but maybe up in Canada, they're the ones that started the glitter beard fad. But I'm gonna try to find a better picture of these guys. But
if it's true, I want to know. I want to know. Did it start in Canada? It's a Canadian thing. Glitter beards. We need to know. Somebody who's watching, hopefully, can explain this. I'm gonna make sure that people can see. I didn't have my privacy on. I had it only for my friends for the podcast because I only care about my friends. No, I'm kidding. I like new friends as long as they're understand. We're all supposed to. Why are people talking about Trump and Biden? Oh my freaking bejeezies! Okay, cheese and crackers, people. Okay. I'm sorry. Just one tiny little tangent here. Okay, and then I will stop. Why are we even talking about Trump and Biden and Clinton and any of them?
Because he can't get over it.
But no, I don't even mean him. I mean, I know him. I know why he's repeating.
It's the same reason why people still talk about Trudeau up here. It's because he's not
in office anymore. Bye-bye. Why do we talk about him? Go. Come on. Oh my.
They can't get over it. They can't get over the fact that they can't get over the fact that they lost. They can't get over the fact that their policies are nonsense. If they have any policies aside from getting rid of immigrants.
Okay. I'm gonna tell us. So I was at a Gwar concert recently. Have you ever heard of Gwar? This amazing metal band that just tears people apart on stage, and they do crazy things, and you get spewed with intestines. And it's fun. It's crazy. It's madness. It's hilarious. It's fun, right? Okay. It's intense. Rah, yeah, music, intense. And they bring out a politician to the stage. And I'm like, oh, who is that? Who is that? I'm looking. I'm like, I'm not that far away from the stage. I'm not that blind. I'm like, who? It was Biden. Huh? Wait, Gwar, what are you doing? Why are you catering to the crowd? Gwar was catering to the crowd. They did halvesies. So first they brought out Biden, and then they brought out Trump. Two separately. I can't say the words on the thing because we're doing the thing, but yeah, and then things go, and it's gross, and it's weird. I mean, you want to be splashed, but then you're like, well, why? Why is he that far? He's irrelevant. What he's doing is irrelevant. What he's done is irrelevant because it's not helping us to learn from the past when we're just making excuses about why it's less bad now because the crazy people did something before.
Yeah.
I don't care how bad they were. We're talking about now. What the fuck, man? Excuse my language. You might need to bleep that out. Oh my God. I'm so sorry. You're making a grandma curse. just crouch your face. Okay. You're making a grandma curse for crying out loud, man. For crying out loud.
Hey,
why?
When the grandmas step in any protest, that's when you know you fucked up.
And now you pissed off grandma.
And my favorite thing to see during the when the Ukraine war started, seeing the Babas come out full anger, standing up to the tanks that are rolling into their country, and just like I love it. That picture. I will try to find it, but that scene was like heartbreaking and heartwarming at the same time. You know you fucked up when you anger a baba.
Like if we gotta pop out our babushkas and our aprons and our rolling pins, I'm just saying, there's a reason. I mean, stop. I'm worried. I'm not just worried about my kids or my grandkids. I'm worried about everybody's. I am not some magnanimous person that's different from any Tom, Dick, or Harry. Most people just want peace and a prosperous future for their children. Fruitful and prosperous. That's all they want. So why is it so difficult to understand that when you take away from our elderly and our veterans and our needy people, give us your tired, your yearning masses? What happened to that? What happened to that? Oh, no, not right now. Not when we don't, not in my backyard. Ooh, let's go bring that up. Let's do that. Let's talk about that. Famous comedian that once talked about not in my backyard. And if you like, bold male comedians from the North, you know who I'm talking about. But he's passed away a long time. But I will say that it doesn't matter who we're talking about, what country we're in, who we were born to, or why we were born. We just want to get a chance to fuck it up ourselves. We don't need your help. We'd like less help so that we can do it ourselves and have we to blame. That's how freedom works. We get to fuck it up ourselves. Isn't that the case? Isn't that the stumbling, neuron enhancing journey of being better?
Yeah.
It's literally just saying, hey, you know what? That was a dumb thing I did. I know better now. I'm waiting for the second part of that.
Yeah.
To start happening.
And here's the thing, like when it comes to history, like in Canada, we have we had the fur trade, and we've gone through wars with that. The company that started it, that was the main company that did the fur trade. It was around for 200 and some odd years. They fucking shut down their doors just this past over the beginning of the month. They closed the doors permanently. The Hudson Bay Company is no longer around, which they started Canada essentially. They are the reasons pretty much why Canada exists, why we're here, why us white people are here. And in the case of your country, 250 years you guys have been around, and you guys are going down the toilet. Like, how do you fix that? How do you, like, I know you're supposed to learn from your mistakes, but 250 years of mistakes.
It's really difficult to keep moving forward. I'm not the kind of person who has just one kind of friends. I'm not gonna lie. I've had a lot of people that were like, well, you're leaning that way, so it's gonna be difficult for me to connect with you still. And then I have amazing friends that are like me, that are like, okay, I'm gonna separate what you believe from what our friendship is. Mm-hmm. Because just because you worship a certain God or you believe a certain way does not mean we can't communicate. I love people who are willing to do that. That makes a bridge of understanding. We can look at each other as though we're human. We can talk about the things that matter to both of us, mm-hmm. without negating that we have differences. It's not poison to be different, people. No, it's growth. It's good. It's challenging. It's fun. Can be competitive, can be fun, competitive, can be flirty, can be exciting. But it's usually growth. There's growth. But the more you live in your little bubble, especially the orange one, you miss out on so many things. You really do, because it's there's a bubble for some reason of like angst, negativity, anxiety, hate. I hate to use the word hate because I don't want to believe that that's necessarily what the goal is here. It definitely appears as though there's a lot of that fueling all the decisions. So, maybe some more explanations are in order. Maybe talking things out, breaking things down. I love seeing all of these people that were certainly leaning to certain directions go, oh, I didn't want that. No, I didn't want that.
Yeah.
Well, what's happening? What's happening? I didn't want that. And I'm like, what do you mean? You voted for it. What do
Yeah.
you mean? You did want it, but it's okay. You just didn't think it would happen. Maybe you thought it was all bluster. Mm, It's okay. We are here. We are not on a specific side. We are just the people who can see the insanity. And if you've seen it too, if you have clued in now, we are not going to close the border of understanding, no matter what country
No.
we come from. Will no matter what thought process we come from, no matter our gender, we are not here to make enemies of anybody. We are trying to get people to understand what's going on. It's not about us being right. It's about the panic inside all of our hearts that hope is dying a little bit of silliness at a time, and not good silliness, not fun silliness, not the fun we want. We want to have fun, guys. Don't we all want to have fun this summer? Don't we want to? It's very hard to keep
Yeah.
living positively and have hope for the future when there is so much. Anyway, so
Well, hopefully with this G7 summit, hopefully something good comes of it. I know that Trump still has a hard on when it comes to Putin and the
what?
Russian. I don't understand about it. I mean,
Can we? Can we not talk about that particular or unstiff member of anything?
I'm sorry.
Okay. So I found out that followers of Rumpus Max.
I'm seeing this and I'm like, I don't understand what and everybody's okay with it. Like, first of all, I swear to God, people who are on the right keep calling us saying that we're commies for wanting certain things. No, like the free healthcare shit, that's socialism, and I'm happy to be a socialist. But apparently that's an evil word. But where the hell did it become okay for? And I'm at this point I'm probably gonna summon my friend who claims that he's a communist.
Okay.
Where the hell did that come okay?
That's a good question. Do you have somebody in the audience that's going to help that out? Because I don't know.
No,
I don't know how to. It's not. When did it become bad to want people to have a voice and for other people to join this country? Maybe I hope this doesn't get you canceled, but I'm an immigrant. I'm not from America. I was born in England. I wasn't born here. They won't take me back now. It's too late. Hey, you know what? United Kingdom.
See, and that's just it. Like,
unite.
The U.S. A lot of people will say that that they're descendants of blah blah blah, right? So, your country, a lot of people immigrated to America. What was the famous ship that held a lot of immigrants?
Okay.
Up here, it was the Blue Note.
Yeah. I whole immigration thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's my grandparents literally We're from Poland. You know, we have family that was in concentration camps. And we are dealing with something that is as terrifying as sending us back there. And certain people see it, and certain people are like, "You're crazy." That's what they said to them. They put a concentration camp lock on their doors. Yeah, literally. Like the patches. Are we gonna have to start wearing that? Is that what the whole phone thing is about? Getting his own phone? Are
And
we gonna
people
be allowed
were
to have
pissed
our
off
phone?
during the pandemic when we were trying to check to see if people were vaccinated.
Oh yeah. There was an advertisement for an all unvaxxed party.
And now they want to make sure that all the immigrants are documented. All the and it's soon going to become anybody who is trans is documented.
This is not the freedom to live your life in America. If you have a job and you pay taxes, especially, what rights do you have to tell somebody who they can be physically under their pants or
Yeah.
their
Oh,
skirt?
that's
Why are you allowed to? Why are you allowed in our pants? Why are you allowed there? Why? Why
that's
should
another.
any?
They they want to. Okay, people on the right want
Mm.
to protect children. They want the drag queens to stay away from their children. So why are they okay with their kids getting checked to play sports?
Wait a second. They want the drag queens that are half naked away from their children. Stop taking them to sporting events and places like that where they're half naked women all the time. Hooters. There's a lovely restaurant called Hooters. There's another restaurant. What is that one called? It's something about mountains or something. You go there and the girls are all in lingerie, and you can bring
How
12
about
year
the
olds in there.
pageants? How about the children in those weird pageants? That's
Mm.
creepy.
Yeah. So wait,
That
so
has
that's
always been
okay.
freaking creepy to me.
That's okay. That's grooming of a kind. That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. Remember to look very pretty. Remember to stand a certain way for the judges. That's okay. But a drag queen who's trying to show them not their genitalia, but how to live in joy in who we are, that's evil somehow. I don't know. You got that girl with short shorts right in front of your toddler, you know, gyrating. But a drag queen who's got 3 layers of pantyhose and is tucked and you can't even get to it. That's a danger. But her hoo-ha's wiggling right there in front of your kid's face with like maybe panties. Some of these girls like, oh, I know a few people. I know quite a few women who go commando. All right. So you got a woman who's going commando with short shorts and a t-shirt and can't even see the shorts anymore because they're underwear. They're not shorts. That's how short they are. And her hoo-ha's right there.
Not only that, what about the women at like the NASCARs? At NASCAR, the trophy girls.
The booty hanging out the shorts.
I mean, hey, look, I love seeing that shit myself.
What?
I'm not complaining
That's
that
adult
that
entertainment.
shit exists because I love looking at it.
It's adult though. But that's okay because we got an accent and we turn to the left. Oh, sorry.
I don't,
Is that okay? Why is it okay to see Cindy Lou's who or who or whatever? But Big Johnny over there who's doing his best and flipping and doing he's got somersaults in heel with a wig that ain't moving. Talent, and what? Lip syncing life out. Just all of the energy, just all of the passion, and talk so hard you ain't gonna be able to get to that for a week. But still, that's more worrying than the whole fact that she's wiggling so hard there's not even a bra on that. It might poke somebody's freaking eye out. But that's okay. That's different. That's different. No, I'm sorry. You know, I'm in the group that if a girl sexually assaults someone, it's still assaulting them.
yeah.
If you brush somebody with your boobie, I don't care who you are. Say, excuse me, that was my boobie. Not like, oh, girl. What? No, it's not. No, it's not. No. But at the same time, you can pretend it didn't happen and just think about it in your head. You don't gotta say nothing. Okay. But what I'm saying is I have met so many good artists, male and female, and you have to choose. But you cannot choose that this is okay and different when this is okay and not different. And we're talking about the same kind of situation there.
Yeah.
Why is it okay for one and not the other? I still have not heard an argument that
No.
can save that. Not one. I am not a person that is going to put a hard line between me and somebody else. If I don't like something that you do, that's one thing. If I have a problem with an organization that's doing something, it's not personal. We're not talking about me to you. It's that thing is causing something to other people. It's not about disliking you as a human being. Have a conversation. Do you know, I have met some wonderful people that I would never thought I'd be friends with. An old biker man, very, very old biker with a what they call a battle vest, covered in patches. Never would have thought in a million years, me as a substitute teacher, work at a funeral home, I never thought I would have a buddy, kind of like an uncle, where we can just talk about anything, completely different walks of life. And even if he doesn't have the same opinion as me, we just go, all right then. We keep going with the conversation. That doesn't matter what age, what gender, what belief we had, where we grew up with. And that is what we should be doing with every person, no matter what. If you don't want to rape or kill, which most people don't, even if the fake news says they do, most people don't, have a conversation with that person. You'll find out deep down they're worried about gas prices. They're also worried about where their kids are going to go to school, or their cousin or their nephew. They want to know that those little kids are tucked in safe at night, and that not that there's not bad stuff happening to them. They're not that different. They're not that different. They want to divide and conquer. Don't let us divide. We should be together. We should be hanging out. I love your backdrop, by the way. I love the rainbow with the summer seashells. I'm going like, redneck vibration, like rainbow vibes here,
Yeah, I'm not sure. I found this at Value Village, so
we need Value Village here in America.
Any thrift store. Go to any thrift store. You'll be amazed what you find there.
You know what? You were just lucky. You were just lucky with that one. I've never seen anything like it. I love it.
I'm not even sure what it was supposed to be. I saw it and it's like, yoink.
Perfect. Absolutely perfect. So do you have any comments in there, people you want to say hi to? The audiences?
My chat has been kind of quiet, but I do appreciate those who have come in here and said hi. And Blade Thesis, Dan Hollyfield, thank you very much for dropping by. I'm having issues with one of my studio with one of my things, so I'll post a video on my YouTube page later. But I know Monday night's not really a big night for people to want to.
Everybody's recovering weekend.
Yeah,
crazy weekend, crazy.
But I mean, I have to do my show on different nights because between work and now I'm working weekends, so
understandable. I'll be doing events. I'm going to be doing a Juneteenth event actually. In our town coming up, and so I'll be face painting for that.
That's in a couple days, right?
Yep. This Saturday, and we're also holding a vigil.
Okay.
I won't mention names, but we had 2 deaths in my town, and they were shot by very angry gunmen. I will not mention who he voted for because it's really irrelevant, or it should be. But I will say that gun violence is not the answer, people. It's not. I don't care how angry you are. There are always words. Safety is thinking about, not just the people that you might hurt, but yourself also. Think about your own family. All right. If you think about picking up that gun to try to be a militia-like person because you don't like what's going on, please second guess that. But we're going to be doing that vigil because the families of these 2 individuals, a man and a woman, lost their life because someone was a very angry individual and had access to guns.
Yes.
And I'm not saying every individual that has guns is angry. I do not believe that. But I believe that sometimes, we need to make decisions that are safer. And in this situation, this individual chose to take the 2 lives of 2 people who made a difference in our community, who had families. And so we will be holding a vigil for them afterwards, after Juneteenth. I don't know how big our crowd is going to be, but I'm hoping it'll be pretty big, because no one should lose their family like this.
No.
It's a thoughtless thing.
And I feel for you and the 2 people who have lost their lives. I'm glad that the other couple that got shot are coming out. They're still in the hospital, but I've heard like they're healing now. But, unfortunately, at the beginning of the month, there was another guy that was killed, an actor named Jonathan Joss.
It was heartbreaking.
King of the Hill voice actor, and he also was in Parks and Recreation and Tulsa King. The San Antonio police did make a little statement stating that his death wasn't apparently a hate crime, but they posted that a little too prematurely. The San Antonio police chief did come out and say that he apologizes and that they are fully investigating right now. And unfortunately, the murderer is currently out on bail. But hopefully that things do go into there is a proper investigation going, hopefully, and that guy doesn't see the light of day after.
Yeah, gun violence is not the answer, people.
No.
It really, really is not. There are always ways around that.
And I'm sorry that this has happened, and it to me it's insane to hear how much gun violence has happened in just a short month. I mean, Canada doesn't have gun violence as often as you guys do. I mean, we do. Winnipeg is very weird. Like, we have our moments where, every day there's an attack in my city.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, we're not murder capital this year. So knock on wood. that doesn't become a challenge.
Yeah.
But our city has had moments where we were called murder capital of Canada.
Yeah, I can't say that things have gotten better here. We've had a rash of break-ins off and on at the cars in downtown Nashville, and it's become
I think everybody has, like, that happens here. Like, I live adjacent to the local my local thief, so yeah. Saw him and his family out the other day, and I really just wanted to yell at them, going like, quit plotting to steal stuff. But
it's rough neighborhoods sometimes, I guess. There's just a lot of things going on, a lot of people that are frustrated, and violence is not the answer. It really isn't the answer.
No.
Tearing down something to build it up sounds like a good idea until you have systems fall through that, I mean, they almost got rid of our education system.
Yeah. And
almost all they're threatening to get rid of healthcare for needy people.
But I also see the other side of this is you guys are being pushed to the edge, and yes, the protests are telling people, back off. This isn't right, but something's gonna have to give. Like, someone's gonna snap. Someone on the left is gonna snap.
They said Trump went to see Les Mis. And I remember hearing he's going to the theater.
Mm.
He's going to the theater.
Of all the places to watch, Les Mis.
I hope nobody, does anything dumb. Hope nobody does anything dumb.
And
They didn't. But at the same time, I'm just like, he is. No, he just don't make any more drag queens upset, because I don't know what a drag queen army would look like. I feel like you keep the rights the way they are, but if you have any more restrictions on any more, like, lesbians or like advocates or big bear teddy bands, I mean, some of these do not have the patience that we do, and it's going to start getting more difficult.
Yeah,
because there are right ways of doing things, and there are smart people out there. So you can work with us or you can work against us. But the us is anybody who wants hope for the future. And that's a really sad thing that there's something against that us. It's a really stressful idea that there's something against that us. There shouldn't be anything against women, men, people, children, even, that are like, why are you doing this to us?
Yeah.
That's the us. Anyway, so on a lighter note, which shouldn't be that much lighter, I did some FX makeup for a crash, because that's more positive than what we were talking about. The hope for our future. It was less positive. This is more positive than that. It was for the Tennessee State Troopers. They were doing a reenactment in Pulaski, Tennessee, for drunk driving awareness.
Oh, okay.
And in summer safety. And I love that is something that is still done. Hope the funding for that never gets cut. That would be stupid. Just saying. Very unintelligent. To cut funding for that. I was glad that there was funding for that, even though we were all volunteers. So we didn't get paid. But there's still funding for it, because they were able to purchase vehicles and, set up the enactments. I got to play with some prosthetics, which was fun, getting some fake, bloody wounds. And, that sounds like it's a fun time, right? And then we get into the acting.
Stuff like that is actually impactful. Like, I remember when Mad Canada came, where it was doing their school tours. Mad Canada up here. I don't know if you guys have Mad down there, but Mothers Against Drunk Driving.
Mm-hmm.
They every so often they'll tour the schools, and there was I remember, like, it was an audio thing, but like the sound effects were just like I remember just hear it, like they set up a fake crash and everything with a car. And I remember walking away in tears from that. And, that's probably why I'm not much of a drinker today. That stuff will actually, like, hit you hard and make you think.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, we had some great actresses. We had some women that were reacting, and a gentleman. And they were screaming. And I mean, there was passion in their voices. I mean, I admit, I had a little brother, like I was telling you before, that passed a head-on collision with him and his girlfriend. She passed on the day of his funeral, 3 days after he died in that crash. And all but 7 bones broken in his body. We got a lot of bones in our body. Just accordioned the whole car. And to hear those people, the onlookers, screaming, because the people weren't responding in the cars.
Mhm.
We were doing a dry run. They were doing the dry run after I did the makeup. I remember it just kind of gave me a little bit of a flashback. I won't deny.
Oh,
And all I could see was my mom weeping openly. And yeah, I said this was going to be less depressing. And it still is. It still is because nobody died now,
yeah.
right?
But
But
you're helping the community. You're helping
yeah,
for a good cause,
but
and
the reason is that I want hope. The other
yeah,
reason why those other people helped is they want to encourage hope. Again, the hope for the summer for you kids that have gotten your license, whether you're in Canada or up in Massachusetts where I was raised, or down in Georgia where I used to live, or here in Tennessee, or where Willow is. Please, please, please stay safe. Try to remember that you have sisters and brothers and cousins and uncles and grandparents that would be very much missing you.
do not drink and drive. I don't care. Look,
Give someone your keys. They'll like you in the morning.
up here, it's we have marijuana that's legal. Stipulation is do it at home. Do not drive while stoned. Do not drive while drunk, because that is wrong. We have people. I constantly like when my husband and I are driving around. There's like we smell pot coming out of people's vehicles. Stop doing that. Do not smoke while driving.
Be safe. Safe driving. If you've got to do something, do it in a safe way. Definitely.
Yeah. And yeah, it's annoying. It's annoying to be on the road with people that stupid.
Yes, summertime is not the time to take risks just because it's a big party. It's okay to have fun. It's okay to have lots of fun. Safe fun.
Yeah.
One of my favorite parts about my stepmother. I don't talk about my family super, super much, but I do a little bit here and there. One of my favorite things about her and her family is if you're gonna do all that stuff, do it at home.
Yeah.
Where we can see you, where we can keep an eye on you, because they're gonna do it.
I know and I know a lot of people go fishing and they like to bring their beer.
Mm.
They like to bring their drugs.
Mm.
Please don't. Please fish sober. Please don't go boating high or drunk. That
you should always have it designated. Yeah. Always have it designated. If you're going to do it, because they're going to do it. If you're going to do it, have a designated sober person. There's always those. They like having fun friends too. They like having friends that do other stuff. You don't got to pressure them into drinking. You can just hang out. They don't got to drink. They don't got to smoke. Invite them too. Because we need the sober people. We need the party moms. We need the party dads that are like, hey, have you had water? Have you had food? Let me get you a hot dog. I need you to sober up before you're going anywhere. And you're not going anywhere. Those keys are going to disappear till we know you're okay. And that's the way it should be. We need to take care of each other like that. Definitely. If you know you're going to do something silly or something negligent, at least have somebody a little more responsible than you.
Yeah.
The adult to your adult. Sometimes people need to just let loose. And sometimes they need to do a little silly stuff and have an adult to your adult with you at that moment. I love that phrase because sometimes some of us just want to, what if that person that doesn't drink a lot, what if they just need to blow off some steam? But they need somebody with them. You be that person,
Yeah.
Just skip that night drinking. Just skip that night having a little bit of smoke fun or something. Just let them have a little bit of fun, but make sure you always have somebody like that. I like my sober friends. I do not mind it. I am definitely a CBD fan.
Yeah.
I have issues that I enjoy, but I am always safe. Always safe. There should never be any, and maybe it's because I lost my brother in a stupid way, I'd love to be able to pull him by his ear and be like, you little poopy head, I can't believe you did this. But he's not here for that because he was very, very silly. He did not have his designated in the car. He was not paying attention enough. So even if you're not texting and driving or drunk driving or inebriated driving, have somebody in there with you, keeping an eye on everybody. That's okay.
And there's always like if you don't feel safe calling a taxi, there's Uber. There are rideshare companies.
There are ride shares, yeah.
And I'm sure even friends that have will offer you rides if you need to go somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah. And be in pairs, especially if you're in an area you don't know. Even if you're a strong guy, you never know. You never know. There's safety in numbers. Take a friend with you when you're going someplace. I understand that they're encouraging people to go alone because it's okay to be alone, but sometimes, especially when in big areas, it's good to have people with you.
Or if there's a motel nearby, go sleep it off at the nearest motel or hotel.
Yeah. At worst comes to worst, I think the one time I was not inebriated, but I was very sleepy. I just put my keys on the seat next to me, locked my doors, made sure I was in a safe area, and just snoozed. Sometimes you just got to sleep it off. If you got to sleep it off, stop for a minute. If you weren't smart enough to leave, with a driver that's not inebriated, sit down somewhere, have a snooze, sober up just a little bit first. There is no reason to leave this summer as your last summer or anybody else that's involved. We have some young people in the area that are getting some super speeding tickets, and so that was good timing for us to do that crash and remind kids, we care about you.
Yeah.
We care. We want you to stick around for the summer. On some exciting news, when we were doing the whole. It was a Sundrop Festival recently in Pulaski, Tennessee, and they were known for Sundrop soda. And just happened to be that they also canceled Bonnaroo. Tennessee, yeah, they had a lot of people that paid the Delulu prices for their wristlets, and it was canceled. I don't know if it's back on. I don't know. I haven't heard anything. If you hadn't heard anything, anybody, but it was canceled, and then a tank showed up in town. No, I'm not kidding. Right near the crash site, we had a lovely little tan colored tank in the town of Pulaski, Tennessee. And I said, "Did anybody see the tank?" And they were like, "Why was there a tank?" Well, I don't know the official reason. I didn't see the paperwork, but what I was told is it was to keep people safe. From who? The Bonnaroo people? Or was it from the middle fingers that my friends got while they were standing there in two different areas in Pulaski, Tennessee, to talk about No King's Day and how that was just not a cool thing to have. We didn't sign up for a king. We didn't sign up for a king, and they held some signs, and they cheered and they waved, and that was pretty much all they did. And we got a little bit of the finger. Can't show that middle one really, but that one. They got some of that. They got some Get a Life. They got some booze. But you know what else they got? They got some boo boo honks. They got some boo boop saying hi. They got some boo boop. Hey, you know what? We don't hate that idea either. We don't like kings either. And so many across the nation in my country did that. And I say my country because I am a legally paying citizen for my taxes, and I got 3 grandchildren paying taxes, and I popped them out of me. So guess what? All right. This is Grandma.
And I know there was I know they were trying to do a sit-in at in DC. Some veterans had broken through the barricade and try to sit on the steps of a very important building. Okay, guys, I understand you guys want to do this, and I know you guys want to make a statement, but there are barriers for a reason. Can we please stay behind the barriers?
Like you bring big things into things. People start getting all. Ooh. I'm just saying, it's just going to keep getting more Delulu every day. I love that word, by the way. I know it's
just don't give them any reason to make this out to be something that it's not.
Any little reason. Any little reason. I don't know for positive, but I wouldn't be surprised if we found out the person that set fire to those cars in LA.
Okay,
Don't believe that it was those protesters, but I could
I
be
was
wrong.
watching
I could
a
be wrong, but
video.
how?
I
How
was
is that?
watching a video live
Mm.
of the protest. Sorry, it was a peaceful protest happening
Was.
in LA, but I did see like the police did fire at one of their at a parked car, and it was right beside a building. So that there are videos out there of showing, you know, the true side, and there are videos out there being doctored to show the wrong side. The video of the yeah there is a video of a reporter getting shot with a beanbag, or sorry, a rubber bullet. There was a woman that was shot with a beanbag in the head. There's videos of that. But the reporter, that you literally see the guy aim, fire, and shoot the reporter.
Did she have a Molotov cocktail in her head?
No,
Did she have
literally
that in her hand?
camera to show the police the police line.
Oh.
And the guy aimed and fired at her leg.
So did she have like a gas can? No.
Nope. No, just a camera, or just her camera.
A weapon of some kind.
A microphone.
Oh, I can see how that could be a weapon nowadays. I was waiting for you to tell me what kind of weapon.
Was the microphone a threat? Maybe. Maybe he felt threatened that she was going to throw the microphone at him.
Stop using microphone. Don't throw it at him. It's not gonna do any good. We should just start doing that. Just start like running up to them and be like, and what do you think of what you're going through right now?
I don't know. I just like
put them on the spot.
I'm on TikTok almost every night. I'm on TikTok almost every well, okay, I shouldn't say every night, but I'm on TikTok a lot, and there's times where I'm on TikTok for like hours just chit chatting with people. But when I see live videos of something interesting, I will sit and watch. I'm keeping my eye open with these protests, and just to see what's happening. And I do find it interesting that there's so much fabrication out there, and meanwhile we can point to these lives and go, nope, that wasn't what I saw.
If I hadn't seen it in person, I hadn't seen the way that people are changing, and that the way that people are choosing to take sides, I don't think I would have believed it. I don't know how this is going to get better with negativity. It's got to be positivity. There's got to be a change in a positive way.
But with these protests, the majority of the people are on the side of like the No Kings and no ice, no more ice raids.
I can't with the ice stuff. I just can't.
Okay, so I saw another video, and I'm hoping that it's fake, but somehow the Patriot Front people are back out. I don't know if you know anything about these guys. Okay, so Patriot Front are the new KKK group.
There's an okay.
Yeah. Okay,
act like I don't know anything about it.
Okay, so the Proud Boys, they had to change their names because a church had gotten the rights to the name of the Proud Boys. That's the beautiful part of this.
I don't know
Okay,
what that
so
is, but
I love this. So the Proud Boy name can no longer be used because the church has the rights to that name. So they had to change their names to Patriot Front.
So what's behind the front?
Yeah. So these guys have been showing up in the back of U-Haul trucks and other yeah. So
Wait, what? Are you what? Wait, no. Wait, no. We didn't skip the Wait, what?
yeah, there was another video that surfaced of people chasing the Patriot Front guys back into their it's like moving van truck, and so yeah, I'm so thankful that I see this stuff because this makes me laugh every time. So they're being outnumbered during these protests, and they're being chased off. Thank God. Thank you guys. Those of you who are facing these guys and scaring them off, thank you for doing that. I appreciate you guys. You guys deserve a medal for that.
You guys are just like, because what I saw in my, it's so much funnier than what it probably really is. Because I saw like short, balding, and like tall, skinny, and like beer belly guys with like they can't wear the white hoods anymore because it's it's got to be uniform so they don't cut their own eyes. So it's like just a flap up and like it's like tilted to the side and it's not pointed all the way. And they're like, surprise! I don't know.
They're
comical now. I just need somebody to make a puppet with a little tilted hat. Like, we're the Proud Boys. No, we're not. We're not the Proud Boys anymore. We're all a front. Get it? But oh my gosh! I want to see. Do you have like? Can you find like art or something?
I will see if I can.
I'm sorry. I just want to know because all I can see in my head is like.
No, they're like in beige khakis and blue shirts.
Wait, the IT guys gone crazy? Did they look at Wally World?
And they have a white mask covering their face.
They're just gonna draw a smile on them a little bit.
That's what these guys look like. Yeah, no, yeah, these guys. But they're carrying these little plastic shields that do absolutely nothing.
Oh my. Okay, so I know what those are. Those are the same material they make the police shields out of.
But they're so tiny.
Yeah, but that's what that is. I guarantee you that's what that is. That's those combat ready shield. I guarantee it's the same material that they use for the police things. And oh my gosh, this it looks like a bunch of the guys. They come to your house and they go, "Would you like to replace your siding?"
They're the ones cosplaying.
Do you need windows?
And I guarantee
windows.
I guarantee this. Many of these guys are the ones who infiltrated on January 6th.
I don't understand.
Yep.
Cargo pockets. Is it because,
so yeah.
Is it because of the pockets? Like I laughed so hard, I hit my mic stand. Because I want to know why. Because it's first of all, nobody looks good in the navy top, and why navy? I thought that like your like color was like red. Like isn't like MAGA like red people? Like I don't know what that means. I'm not a red person. I don't really particularly like this as much red as I can handle. Okay, and a little bit of that. That's about. But what is with all the team?
But suddenly now it's okay to wear
shop
masks?
at the Gap. Is that what it is? They all shop at the Gap.
But yeah, suddenly now it's okay to wear masks.
Right. Before it was bad. Before you were scary. Before, no, I won't wear masks because you want me to wear a mask. No, I'm gonna wear it because I want to wear it. It's just like that's the person that's like, I'm not gonna wear a hat because you told me to. I wear a hat when I want to wear my hat. What? I want to know why did they all buy the khakis at the same place? Who organized the outfits? Is there a mommy in this? maybe this is the island of lost boys. Wendy.
Okay, so
running the show. Can you fix it? Isn't that what's her name? What's her name? Trump's girl that's in charge of her the press conferences. Like, she's Tinkerbell, right? And she doesn't care who she kills or whatever. She says anything crazy, and it's like, okay, how do you sleep at night?
There's a woman that's on TikTok, and I'm sure you've seen her videos around Facebook. That monster, she dresses up as her, and the cross is always something different. I think this week was like it was made out of ties or something like that.
Oh, I love it! No, I've not seen this person. You got to share this with me so I can get obsessed. That sounds great because this girl, when she first started, I was watching. I was like, okay. This is an educated young lady. Let's blonde, whatever. Let's give her the benefit of doubt. Just right, I'm just gonna a new generation of women at the podium for the press. And I was like, no, stop, no, shh, stop it, no, shh. Oh my God, what's she doing?
My favorite part of the fact that she's there, like. She's the press junket girl is the fact that throughout Trump's campaign he's like, oh, I don't know anything about the people that have been doing his like the guys that he works for, whatever, right? My favorite part is the fact that she is has a video on YouTube. I'm gonna bring it up. Hang on.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I need to find. Okay.
Oh, I'm interested to see
looking through my history, trying to remember if I saw it recently.
Ooh, hopefully it's still there. A lot of stuff disappears. I'm interested in what you're going to share. Like, I want to know what she had to say because I really was hopeful for that one. And then just crushed. just crushed after that. I don't know. And then the special seats for the press, the new special seats are so interesting. The choices that they made for those press seats, like Timcast. Do you happen to know who Timcast is?
Yep.
Yeah. I knew someone who followed that person. I don't have enough wine to talk about that.
Okay. So, Project 2025 training video, The Arts of Professionalism.
Wait, what? Okay. Oh, roll that beautiful bean footage.
Share screen.
Oh boy.
Levitz, and I am a former political appointee in the Donald J. Trump administration, where I served in the White House press office as an assistant press secretary.
You got that?
As an assistant press secretary. Oh, Oh, okay. Okay.
Yep, there is video of it. It is hilarious. I'm not going to play the whole thing, but just wanted to show that there is a video out there. So
Wow.
Trump apparently didn't know anything about Project 2025 when he was going through his campaign. But why is she teaching people how to be,
Mm-hmm.
be professional?
Yeah. Right smack dab in the
It is
middle.
a fucking creepy video, by the way.
Oh, you've seen the whole thing? Oh,
Yeah,
like
it's like you got to be nice to your boss, kind of thing. Oh yeah.
wait. So were they training them how to be subservient to Trump? Is that?
Yes. Yes. That's the whole point of the video is how to be a good employee.
Oh. There's so many things wrong with that.
Yep.
Yeah. I have to say that it's not like I was hopeful. I was just trying to be not a pessimist. Can't even say the word because, I don't know. I told people, I really did. I told people that he was going to be in office. I did have the awareness that this was going to happen. And they're like, no.
Oh, I did too. I just
People are not.
I didn't think that people were dumb enough to vote him in the second time.
They weren't paying attention really the first time that well. Except for the old one side's having a problem. We're going to vote against that side. That is not how it works, guys.
But a lot of people are questioning now after all these protests that have been happening. A lot of people are questioning now about the swing states. Because there's been times where both Elon and Trump have let it slip that they've rigged the.
But nobody's listening to them. Nobody's listening to that part because nobody.
There are people listening. There is a case being.
I mean on other side, but I mean on his side, it's like they drank some Kool-Aid. I don't know what happened, but it stops. It's like the earphones. It's like I don't know.
There is a company out in Pennsylvania that is looking into the machines, the voting machines, and trying to come up with a way that they can figure out why Trump had so many votes for him during certain times where there were no votes being casted.
The way that this is going to move forward is going to be a tidal wave. The only way it's going to work is if people stand up and speak.
Oh yeah,
it's the old-fashioned term of the squeaky wheel gets the grease. People aren't moved to do things until things move them. And the only thing that moves anything in a country is when people say enough is enough. I want what's best for all families, not what's best for my family. It comes to a screeching halt when it's me. When we work together as a team,
unfortunately, it's going to take a long time to get this done, but hopefully we see sooner than later. Hopefully we start seeing the fruits of that labor of people putting these cases forward, because waiting 4 years for him to be out and that's it. Yay, great, fine. But the sooner they can get him out of the office, the better, because that way then you guys can start the healing process and fixing the shit the damage that he's put through. The problem is also you guys have his guys in all three tiers of your government
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it's the way that it always works. Is the flushing out of the old and in with the new, and usually it's not so strenuous. Usually it's not so nerve wracking. The planes going down don't help.
Yeah.
The kicking people out of jobs that are integral to our system of purchasing, ordering, and having products, whether it's food or not food, is not helping. People are like, they're taking our jobs. Still, for some reason, that's repeated. I don't see people out getting those jobs.
No.
And the people that do have those jobs are working hard for them. If you wanted those jobs, you would have already tried to get those jobs. If you want to, if somebody sent a thing with the billboard saying, now you can go pick your own vegetables and your own it seems like it's a kitschy thing that's catching on with the bougie crowd and whatnot, but now you might not have a choice.
The problem is and this has come up with some farmers, is they have tried to hire the white people for those jobs. They either complain that they're being overworked, B, don't show up the next day, or C, they do no shows constantly. And so it's like, no, they'll hire the immigrants because they actually do the job. They actually show up for it. They work without complaints. And unfortunately, that's the thing that needs to be changed as well when it comes to hiring immigrants, is they need to be treated just like any other employee.
Yep. It is someone who when someone brings up a farm, I go, well, I've helped with chickens and pigs, and helped skin a deer, pluck the chicken, and fed full-size pigs. Even had my son run around on a potbelly one time.
Yeah.
But I also was put to work as a teenager on a tobacco farm. And I can tell you, as a white person, very, very Caucasus Mountains over here, who cannot be in the sun. I'm clear on the sun, and I only freckle. So I burn, and then there's no tanning. Okay, people? And I was out picking the tobacco that you put in a pipe. That kind of big old tobacco leaves.
Yep.
And my hands were so sticky, even through the gloves at the end of the day. It was just like, you couldn't touch things. You had like extra sensory problems with everything getting stuck to your hand.
Oh, I hate that.
And they stink. And they were stained brown. And guess what? Your kids aren't going to do it. You don't want to go do this job. Your kids aren't going to do it. So, let them have those jobs. Yeah. I think that's not a bad thing. And the fact that they were encouraging them to be kicked out, but they don't even want their own kid to do that. Well, no, labor laws and the breaks and all. My kid can't do that. That's illegal. That's hard labor, and
labor laws only protect those that actually know that those laborers are there.
Yeah, and the kids that are going to be forced into jobs like this, because you've got a job available and nobody else will do it. Who's going to do it?
Well, people complain about the illegal aliens, but how many places like farms and Home Depot and other places hire these illegals because they and pay them under the table so that they don't their company doesn't get scrutinized.
All I can think of is they ran out of illegals to chase down, so they're like, people. I'm like, come on, man. What? They're just day laborers. They're just trying to feed themselves or their families. If they were drug dealers or if they were powerful people with a lot of guns and militia and crap like that, you think they could go to Home Depot to look for work?
I know, and
that's where the powerful guy would.
But here's the thing,
to beg for a job.
if a white person were to become like do lawn work and shit like that, they would demand to be part of a union.
And paid better. You don't know how many people are like, oh yeah, I'll mow their lawn for like $100. You know, I loved my lawn guys. I don't know where they came from. I couldn't understand their accent. I didn't care. They did their job. The gentleman spoke very well and had a family and a kid, and he moved out here and he started his own business. Good for him. I don't see anybody that I know that was like that doing that. You going to take them away because they did a good lawn job? What? Are you going to mow my lawn? Are you now that you've taken him away? He had a good job. He was paying his bills. You gonna mow my lawn now? Not you, Lilo, but obviously whoever's taking him away.
Hey, look, I would get all the good equipment. I would go down and I would love to do lawn care and stuff like that if I didn't have a freaking sore back.
Right. See, still, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's the job. It's the job that people don't want to do, and they're not going to do. Even if you take away the workers, they're still not going to do the job. It's still going to be another person that turns from a small business into an enormous business, just because, well, so many people don't want to do it. You know, that's how you get a monopoly instead of a bunch of little businesses. America was born on the backs of small business and small people pulling their money together and making things happen. It was not the other way around. It didn't start with giant corporations. It was the little guy's back. And it didn't matter whose back. It didn't matter what the color of the back was. We were trying to build bridges and log homes, and, you know, there were plenty of reasons to work together. There still are. I can't understand why it used to be that we would protect people who spoke out, because that was our right to be protected doing that. And that was something we were super proud of. And so many people are ready to get rid of that.
Yeah.
So it was part of what we were proud of here, at least. Now tell me for just a second here. Tell me what No King's Day, what that looked like on your side.
For me, it was empowering. I'm taking a look at the pictures and how many people showed up. That was impressive. What impresses me too is how you know, in the 60s when the civil rights activists were protesting, how many people showed up for those protests. In Canada, we've had our own civil rights protests, and the fact that with the internet, how quickly they can organize something like this. I'm trying to figure out how they managed to organize protests in the 60s and 70s without the internet, and people showed up for that.
I mean, wasn't it just all word of mouth?
Yeah,
I feel like
that was that's impressive. Like I'm impressed with how quickly you guys got organized to protest.
It was a month. I knew only a month before.
Yeah, days.
Mm-hmm. Some people, it was just days that they showed up. Yeah, that fast. So I think that it's a beautiful thing when people come together. And I was gonna try to send you the video.
Like, I know that there was like
our local get together where even in this teeny tiny town, we had, is it right there? No, that's not where, that was a tank. We've got a video of the little group that we had. There it is. And I'm gonna send it to you. If you want to share that, you can. And this is our tiny little, and right next to our town, you know. And our town didn't have one. I don't know if they weren't allowed or what, but yeah, and it should be coming to you any second there. And I don't know if you want to. There we go. And that was 160 people in a tiny little town in Tennessee. And we were very proud of our turnout, the group that I'm a part of. And I was very happy to see that we had peaceful protests. It was peaceful. For the most part, we only had a few people that were I would say harassments. Most of them were honking in appreciation and support, and I was hopefully you'll be able to get that up there. If you can share your screen again, you might be able to.
Yeah, I will probably have to. Oh, hang on.
You got it. Yeah. I'm going to send this to another person I know. Mm.
It's not. The video was playing a moment ago. Now it won't. So I think Facebook is silencing some of these videos.
Yeah. I mean, it does happen.
Yeah.
It does happen.
So I made a silly video and I posted it up, and it's not getting the traction that it should be on TikTok.
Can you share that one?
Yeah, Okay, I will do it this way then. Share screen.
Hey folks, Willow Skylar here. I really want to apologize.
Sorry.
I seem to be...
And suddenly everybody's saying, I feel like chicken tonight, like chicken tonight, chicken tonight. I feel like chicken tonight, like chicken tonight. And suddenly everybody...
Yeah.
You made that?
Yep.
Oh. Okay. So I have to admit, I do not do the TikTok. But
gee, I can't figure out why it's not getting the traction it should on TikTok. But I mean, on Facebook, it seems people seem to like it. So.
I would definitely get on TikTok for that.
I'm waiting for that ban.
Call Willow. She's support.
Well, okay, don't block me or ban me just for the sake of banning me, but I'm waiting for it's just because they're putting a block on it because it's unoriginal content, so I can't generate any money from it.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. It'd be like if you get your band, they get the band over there, and they'll work with you. You can do a chicken dance together.
Whenever that whole taco thing started, that's the first tune that popped into my head.
have to admit, I feel like there are some gays out there that would definitely be able to help him with some fashion advice. I have seen that. And if he would come to the, not dark side, the rainbow side and not the dark side, I feel like we can help him. He's got a bubble butt, but the rainbow
And they're
community
not subtle
loves the
about
bubble
being
butt.
the evil people either. Like the whole back on May 4th, what do? They release a picture of him holding a red lightsaber.
It's like, well, we're not missing the meaning of this. We're just gonna like double down.
Like I know we're talking about the evil empire, but holy crap. You guys can at least try.
Oh, I hear a whole thing in my head now with like using clips of his audio to make the da 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 da. Somebody's gonna do that. I bet you.
I'm sure
You can
someone
find
has
enough of
already
the
done it.
and the da and the da and the da to make him rap the song. I bet you could find somebody could find that clip. I bet you. You can make that happen. Da 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 da.
I don't have the patience to do that.
I don't have the editing skills, but I feel like if we send it to the universe,
I have the editing skills. I don't have the patience to sit there and listen to his
listen to him long enough to make the audio. The ridiculousness of the situation that we're in is so I don't know if you watched last week tonight, but shameless plug. Right yeah, so did you see the latest episode, or maybe I was wrong about the latest episode?
Remind me again which one it was.
I believe the latest episode, at least the one that popped up on my YouTube, and it was about I just watched it. Let me make sure it's the right one. I just watched it today. It would be on my history, and I have to admit that I was really, really shocked. Where is it? How do you do your YouTube history? YouTube Premium. Where is my history? Your history. There we go. Let's see. Here it is. This one right here. And when was that done? That was 20 hours ago. 20 hours ago. And let's see. It was the details about this one. Juvenile justice. And so in the state of Tennessee, there's a judge, a female judge, won't mention names. She's locked up 8 and 9-year-olds.
Oh.
And she seems to act like that's a regular thing. Small little tidbit. I used to work for the state of Tennessee, and they're juvenile detention centers. So when this subject came up, I was like, oh, I worked there. I mean, I worked at the juvenile detention center, and I trained in Ashland City with the state of Tennessee. And there are some stories I have not told in public, in any platform. I don't think contractually I am obligated to not say anything anymore, because I believe there's a statute of limitations on which those contracts can be valid. So there are some nightmares that I saw. There are some things that maybe, one day we could talk about, maybe not on this particular episode, but juvenile justice is something that concerns everyone.
Yeah.
Anybody that has kids, nieces, nephews, grandkids, it concerns them.
Oh yeah.
And this situation, I've got nieces, nephews, and grandkids and kids. And I have to say, as someone who went through the training from the government, from the state of Tennessee, the training, something to be desired, just a little bit. And then the facilities, in this episode, John Oliver talks about how they're like prisons. They like to make the language soft and act like it's not, but it's a child prison. And those are 2 words that I never would have admitted was something that I thought existed, because I thought juvenile detention centers were about making these kids better, not making them lifelong subjects that are going to stay in there. And the equivalent of an Ivy League college payment to keep them in there because they're trouble.
Mm-hmm.
And the things that some of these kids have done that they don't deserve this. Let's just say if you guys haven't watched that episode, watch that episode. I was crying at the end, and you should know. You should know the truth about what's happening, not what people want to gloss over and what gets shuffled under the radar. It's not like it wasn't talked about, but it wasn't talked about as much because there's so much sensational news.
Mm-hmm.
The truth is, it doesn't matter whose files that start with an E, our president happened to be a part of in some crazy scandal. What matters at the end of the day is what's going on with our future and the kids.
Yeah.
The children are our future. That is not a lie. That is a beautiful line to a beautiful song, and it is the truth. And these kids do not deserve to be being put through this. This is not how you make better. This is how you show how to stay down under the thumb that doesn't create positive growth, that doesn't make things better. Kids that became doctors, that did away with illnesses and broke scientific boundaries and intellectual ideas are not the kids that were like, yeah, I paid attention in juvenile detention and made sure that I was a good kid and I no longer got punished for doing stupid stuff. And when I say stupid, some of the stuff these kids are locked up for is stupid.
Yeah.
Really stupid. And at the end of the day, in the good old days, where, we know someone who talks about the good old days a lot, the older folks who want to take us back to the good old days and the golden days. Those are the days those kids got away with this stuff and didn't get locked up for it. But you're locking these kids up for it now.
But here's the thing. And George Takei can verify this. It wasn't that long ago that America was taking Japanese people and putting them in their own internment camps because of World War II.
And yet we would like to forget so soon. So soon.
I don't want to end this conversation, but there will definitely be a part 2 to this.
Yeah, we've got to keep talking. We've got to keep talking. It's hard to talk about some of it. You want to laugh at some of it. If you want to laugh, check out some of the jokes on the Last Week Tonight. Just recently. Yeah. That was hilarious. I also love to keep up with my other loves when it comes to political commentary. But you got to keep up with it. You got to keep watching. You got to keep aware. Whether you're watching, your version of it. One of the ones I love to watch is The Daily Show.
Yeah.
They like to remind us of the truth.
Yeah.
They throw the little fake news under the bus on a regular, but they also try to keep it light. Try to keep you laughing. At the ridiculousness of the situation, at least a little bit. There has to be a
people like Under the Desk News that will keep you informed of all that's been happening.
Under the Desk
we have our own woman, Rachel Gilmore, who does the whole Canadian version of what they do for Under the Desk News. CBC will keep you informed of what's happening at the G7. Stay away from Rebel News. My God. They just had a court case. They are not a viable news source. Okay? Anybody who tells you differently needs a smack upside the head.
They're just follow your sources. Just follow your sources. It's okay to get caught up in stuff, but always follow up.
Yeah.
Make sure you know where those sources are coming from and who's saying what and why they're saying it. You
might turn off Fox News for sakes.
Please.
Turn even CNN. Like CNN was not covering the LA stuff at all. Like, I mean, okay, the day that that it started, I was on TikTok watching the live feeds, and there was one guy that would periodically come up and say, "Well, oh, they're not reporting anything on CNN. They were showing an old episode of a talk show." Yeah,
Avoiding heat that much, and you're supposed to be the truth tellers. That's not a good. That's not a
right.
good look.
They go
Not a good look.
they cut any other programming feed and go live for everything else, but the LA protest. I'm sorry,
That's not a good look, guys.
no.
No, it's. Are we pandering now? I thought this was supposed to be about the press. Or it's you know what it is? They're so scared. They're so scared of him. It's not about love. It's fear. And when you get to this point, people there, if you're not listening, if you're not listening yet, I don't know when you're gonna start.
Yeah.
You know, you really gotta pay attention to what they're saying.
Yeah.
And people are either ignoring it. It's easier. It's easier. I have so many people that I know that are just like, I don't even want to listen to the news. I don't even want to look. It's I'm like, we need you. We are advocates. We need you on our side. And they're like, I can't handle it. I can't do it. There's so many people that I care about. They're just walking away from every form of having their opinion because it's easier. And I'm not going to deny that it is terrifying to speak out. Thank goodness I already had my kids.
But there's
Thank goodness I have less to lose than most people. But to be honest with you, just because I feel that way doesn't mean that you can't take the risk. Show your kids that it's okay in this country, because it's supposed to be okay in this country. Show your kids that you are supposed to use your. If you want to put the words in there, God-given right,
before they start finding out the truth of their own for their own. So yeah, you're gonna like. How old were you when 9/11 happened? There's gonna be something. Oh, so I was. What was it? I was like 9 or 10 when the O.J. Simpson police chase happened.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe we had just finished watching Time Cop on VHS. No word of lie, Time Cop. I absolutely love that film. Turned it off, and the police chase was happening live.
Okay.
I'm not sure what channel it was on.
That's great timing.
But yeah, and I remember watching it, and then all of a sudden, my foster parents were like, "Okay, time for you to go to bed."
Not gonna.
No explanation whatsoever of what was happening. O.J. Simpson was being chased down in a white Bronco. Try explaining that to a 9-year-old. Yeah, I understand that. It's stuff like that is frightening. But but for some reason, I know exactly what happened. You can't shelter your kids so much to where they're going to be dumb and not know what happened during points of history.
Mm-hmm. They don't need to be out of touch. They need to know what's going on in their world. You've got to be able to be integrating them into reality. I know it's hard to do, and you don't want to talk about it, and it's easier to live in the la la land of everything's going to be fine, but it's not. If we don't talk about it, it's not going to be better.
And our government is not going to protect us.
They're not.
Our government are like certain people. I do not view Carney as Canada's savior. There's going to be times where I'm going to be questioning his what he's doing. I mean, it's coming to a head right now where he's putting in certain things, and we're just like, whoa. And I'll get on that in a future. I'll make a video about that. There's people that have been talking about that already, so I'm going to leave it to the professionals. But those of our leaders are never going to be the savior of our country. They're going to do stupid shit that's going to make us question. And that's what we need to do. We need to question our leaders. That is our right to do.
We're supposed to. We're supposed to stand up. And when we don't, that's when we get walked on. Even by the rulers that say they want what's best. Ultimate power, what does it do? Corrupt, ultimately. And once they get to those higher rungs, we are supposed to have the ability to question. It's not unquestionable leadership. It's supposed to be questioning together to make sure we're keeping tabs. That's the right way to do it. You know, they're like, oh, no, you don't question a great leader. Yes, you do. A great leader is always okay with you questioning them.
Yeah.
Because they're a great leader. That's how that works. They want to question themselves. They want to do what's best, what's right for their people, not what's right for themselves, not what's right for their business ideals. I still to this day do not understand the theory that he's a good businessman, which not going to address that part. Why that makes him a good president?
Six businesses, he's gone bankrupt 6 times. Everything that was attached to that guy's name has been gone down to shit. A casino, guys. Can you? How do you? And Christopher Titus does this on his show all the time. Where he just
casino.
Like, how do you bankrupt a casino?
People are literally giving you their money. They're literally throwing their money in.
That's the whole business plan is you give us money. We'll say whether or not you win.
It's so easy. I know. I told myself I was never going to go into a casino ever, ever, ever. I went in there. And I'm like, oh, I'm in so much trouble. I guess it's going to be so much fun. I went to the slot machines. I ran. I blew through $20 in like 15 minutes, and I just ran. I'm like, no. So, but that's what how do you fail at that when people are literally throwing money at you? How do you fail at that?
Him and his family are banned from holding any they stole money from people with cancer, with children. They stole money from children with cancer.
Wait, what was that about?
They had they were doing they were doing a fundraiser or something like that, and their company actually literally stole the money.
Wait a second. So I heard an inkling of this a long time ago, but what do you have like a link on that? Do you know what this is about? I actually never really heard very good details about this. I heard like the person that I know that voted for him that I was very, very close to. I heard there were some like supposedly, they always say supposedly he did this, and there's his supporters supposedly, the fake news says it, but did he do this? Did he scam a bunch of like half dead cancer patients out of their money?
Okay, so judge says Trump must pay $2 million over misuse of foundation funds.
Whoa!
New York judge has ruled that President Trump must pay $2 million in damages to settle claims that the Trump Foundation misused funds. The money will go to a group of charities, and the foundation is in the process of dissolving. This was back in November of 2019. Wasn't that when he was president still? The case is tied to a televised fundraiser for veterans. He was going to be president at that point.
Yeah, and he still got in.
Yeah. The case is tied to a televised fundraiser for veterans held by Trump in Iowa when he was running for president in January 2016. Trump had said the funds raised would be distributed to charities, but according to court documents, Trump Foundation improperly used $2.8 million it received from that fundraiser. According to the judgment, that money was used for Mr. Trump's political campaign and dispersed by Mr. Trump's campaign staff, rather than by the foundation, which is unlawful. I'm fairly certain there was another case where they were supposed to raise money for cancer treatment or something like that. But yeah, so yeah, he and this came from NPR.
Oh, is that why? Is that one of the reasons why he wants it gone?
Well, yeah, the Trump Foundation agreed to dissolve last December in the face of an investigation from then New York Attorney General Barbara Underwood. She accused the foundation of a broad pattern of illegal activity, including improper political activities, repeated and willful self-dealing transactions. The final outstanding issue, according to the judgment, was the amount that Trump would have to pay in damages over Iowa fundraiser. James had sought the entire $2.82 million, but the judge determined that $2 million was sufficient because the money raised eventually reached veterans charities. Veterans! He stole money from veterans, guys. The very people that he had fucking marching for his birthday.
The very people that are part of the reason that he was put in office. You don't know how many veterans voted for him. That's what's crazy to me. All the people that voted for him that are still arguing about how he's not that bad compared to Obama. I had somebody do that to me, not even last week. It's like, but Obama. Wait. What?
Obama didn't have to pay back $2.82 million for fraudulent charity funds.
But what does he have to do with anything anymore? He doesn't.
I don't.
But Obama, but Biden, but your pants. Okay, what your pants? I don't even understand. Your butt in your. I don't see why. We are not talking about your butt in your pants, and we're not talking about Obama. We're talking about the person in the office right now. Okay.
The red flags were there a long time ago. It's been there for so long that people are so blind. They completely ignored it.
Mm-hmm.
It should have ended. His political prowess should have ended the day that he and his father got in trouble for not renting to Black people.
I'm just gonna say that I agree with you, and I'm just gonna say that I feel like in the more recent news that the only time I have ever not disliked Elon Musk was when he tried to break up with Trump, and I really that bromance made some people
never get back together.
Oh, bullshit! We're right back together again, right? Like stand your ground, man. In the box to the left, to the left, to the left. That's what Elon should have said. All your drama, all your shit to the box to the left. Another you. I'll get another you. You can afford him, Leo. You can afford. Sorry, I don't even forgot his name all of a sudden. Elon, you can afford another one of him. Okay, you can afford a bigger, better Trump rump. You can afford a bigger, better rump. You really can. You don't even need one of the rumps. Go find somebody else. Anybody else. Almost anybody else. You know, like not the devil, obviously, if he ever existed.
No, Elon needs to disappear. Or I'm just saying,
if he's gonna buy us a president, at least not from the bargain bin, or did you get him on Shein? Could you reorder? Do they have return policies? People are trying to do the return policies right now, and I'm like, I don't know if that's going to work, but if you can get a return on it, go try it. But seriously, the daddies were fighting, and I just thought it was hilarious. The daddies are fighting. I was like, oh, my daddy, your little gay daddies are fighting. Oh, and so what happens when they just tears us apart? How about we were already that way, and you guys on his side, you all of a sudden shaky ground, right? But what yes, it was hilarious, and I loved the jokes about it, and I thought it was funny, and they were poking fun at it, but I actually didn't dislike Elon for like just a smidge of time, because he was like, oh yeah, all right, and the files, You know, those files that disappeared. I wonder why they didn't want to let them have it out. I love how they were doing that. Oh, you should never got money. Oh, you should eat it. I thought it was great until Elon's like, oh no. And I'm sorry, Daddy Rob. I'm sorry. I'm your buddy again. You love me, don't you? Who loves Kitty?
And yet, women shouldn't be in politics because we're too emotional.
Maybe I don't know. Maybe they're post-menopausal, but pre-menopausal. What is it? Oh my god! I can't even. They're pre-menopausal. That's what it is. I understand, Elon. I am there with you now. I can hold your hand through it. You don't have to go back to him. Okay? There are better ones that will love you, Elon. You don't need to go back to him. It's okay.
No, he needs to.
Situation.
He needs to go to therapy. He needs to get off ketamine, and he needs to go away. Just go somewhere. Go on vacation somewhere.
This is just Father's Day, and he's got his own little, mini militia. The least he could do is go get a little help and fix up here so that the other.
No, the guy needs to be sterilized. I feel like he needs to stop having children.
He's having his own little village. He's got his own little African village.
Hey, Elon, it's okay to, take a break, get help, get clean. Vivian, your daughter will take over the world for you.
Just saying, if you make him smart and you send Daddy to therapy, you might just have a chance with that little that little mini village starting. They'll take care of you, Daddy Elon. They will. You just gotta treat them nice. Just the same thing. Just fade into the background and become the grandpa. Like we need you to. Just shh. Stop giving men microphones.
All right. On that note, Aubrey, where can we find you on social media?
You can find me at Miss Kind Red Ivy on Instagram. I am 99.9% there. And if you like the funny and the spicy and the weird, I find it and I put it on there. And I try to educate and connect. And I love you guys. And I love you, Willow. I'm so glad we got
love
to
you.
do
Thanks for coming on. You guys can find me all over social media. I like to try to be the social media socialite. I'm on TikTok most times. Facebook a lot, and YouTube whenever I do the show, and I do post a lot of silly videos myself. I'm gonna try to do some pre-recorded stuff as well, because my work schedule is up in the air sometimes. So if I don't do live shows, I'll try to do more pre-recorded stuff. I'm hoping to do more interviews as well with people, so there may be a little shift in the programming of how I do my show, but we'll still do shows. I love you guys. Thank you for tuning in. You guys have a wonderful night, and ta-ta for now.
See you next time.
My name is Mark Weiss, and I am the founder and president of an organization called Comic Books for Kids. 6 years ago this month, we embarked on a journey of passion and heart. Our goal was to make a difference for children in hospitals and cancer centers. Little could we have ever imagined the response we have now. Starting with just hopes and dreams, we had no money for our mission. We had no product to give to the hospitals, And we had only called a couple hospitals and asked them, if we were to provide you with comic books, would you be interested? And they said yes. So we embarked on a 1-year journey to make a difference for these kids. We realized that even though we can't take away the reason these children are in hospitals, we can perhaps, while they are there, let them fly like a superhero, be princes and princesses, and embark on a mystical and magical journey to take them away from where they are in that hospital bed. Today, and thanks to your support, we are thrilled to say that we are now the largest charity in the U.S., supporting well over 200 hospitals in all 50 states for not only comic books, but for other pop culture items like Funko Pops, action figures, coloring books, Spanish bilingual items, backpacks, and more. When we received materials that were inappropriate for the young ones, we started a sister charity called Comic Book for Troops, and overnight, we became the largest charity in the U.S. for these same items to all branches of the military. We want to thank our friends for providing us their support and for allowing us the means to make so many happy with their gracious give to us.